Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll rise for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, I'd ask you to remove your caps. We'll turn the microphone over to Sean Coulter, 13-year-old, 8th grader in Holland Woods, will sing our national anthem. You'll never hear it sung any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Coulter, 13 years old, an 8th grader at Holland Woods. At this time, we'd like to introduce the 8th grade cheerleaders from Holland Woods. The coaches, Angela Bro and Sharon Keener. Courtney Gusky. Jessica Caleb, Angela Lapacola, Beth Loading, Ashley Morissette, Tara O'Connor, Nicole Patterson, Ashley Sanders, Jennifer Schuyler, and the twins, Jenny and Sarah Wallace, cheerleaders from Holland Woods. And now the Lumberjack cheerleaders, yes sir, coached by Sandy Anderson. Katie Belinsky, they call her Cinderella. Katie Belinsky, Aaron Boardman, Rachel Brown, Tony Gonder, Kim Holberg, Ashley Horan, Aston Horn, Mary Beth Hutton, Shauna McLaughlin, Sarah Merritt, Carrie Perkins, Lindsay Solier, Gina Story, Kelly Carango, Crystal Wagger, Ashley Witham, and Lindsay Zai. The Lumberjack cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen, from Fort Gratiot. This time we'll introduce the Holland Woods Warriors, coached by Tom Houle, Joe Duckworth, and Jeff Dalrymple. Number 14, Ken Reno. The Bronco, number 16, Josh Harrison. Number 19, Colin Nelson. Number 25, Ryan Johnson. Number 27, Clem the Jim Hart. Number 32, the running man, David Brown. Number 36, Sweet O, Joe Reynolds. Number 37, Kaylin Nemi. Number 40, Adam Tulo. 41, Scott Sigleric. Number 48, Terry Gillen. Number 50, Eric Walling. 55, Joe Morrison. 60, Derek Bowers. 63, Tommy Budzik. 65, Michael Buckby. 67, Fred Gay. 70, Steve Inst. 71, Brian Carl. 75, Kobe Vaught, or Vaught. 80, Aaron Sigafus. 81, Justin Nalipa. 84, Mike Karski. And number 85, Andrew Lewandowski, the Warriors from Holland Woods. Now introducing your Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks coached by veteran coach Mick Stein and the big dog, Mike Rennet. Number 1, Eric Fisher. 2, Jeff Reed. 10, Adam Sharp. 12, Jesse Gunna. Number 13, Ketchup, Rich Hines. 14, Jeff Nass. 20, Jeremy Brown. 21, Roy Rogers. 22, Josh Spencer. 23, James McGrath. 24, Lee Slingerland. 30, Jordan Oswald. 31, Brady Mishak. 32, Ken Cordes. 33, Keenan Smith. 34, Kevin McKernan. 40, Robert Lowe. 42, Josh Palmatier. 44, Stephen Rutherford. 51, Randy Dimboski. 52, Eric Zonlak. 60, Joe Medveski. 61, Cody Bland. 66, Chad Zarowski. 67, Alex Easton. 71, Curtis Wynn. 72, Jake Bozek. 73, Joe Politsky. 74, Ben Gerstenberger. 82, Mike Bush. Co-captain, 84, Bill Cox. 91, Brent Meeks. 92, Sean Peterson. 98, Michael Epley. And 99, Tiny Randy Bernosky, Fort Gratiot Lumberjacks.
Good evening and welcome to middle school football. I'm Jim Dunn, representing Fort Gratiot Middle School.
And I'm Dave Epley, principal of Holland Woods. And we'd like to welcome tonight's game between the Lumberjacks of Fort Gratiot and the Warriors of Holland Woods. We just had the kickoff, and Scott Sigleric returned it to the 35-yard line. Welcome again. We had a nice opening ceremony. We had the Holland Woods Warrior Band played a national anthem, accompanied by Sean Coulter, who did the national anthem. Now we have the first play of the game. The Warriors break out, and it's Josh Harrison over the ball. Clem Harden in the backfield. Harrison hands off to Harden, and he runs into 4 or 5 Lumberjacks.
It looked like Fort Gratiot was doing some stunting and crashed all the linebackers on that particular play and stopped the play at the line of scrimmage.
The Warriors break out again. Still have Clem Harden in the backfield along with number 32, David Brown. Harrison's laterals back to David Brown, and he's thrown for a 5-yard loss.
Bill Cox, outside linebacker, penetrated, catching the Fort Gratiot runner in the backfield, made a nice tackle. That sets the ball at 3rd and 14 on the 31-yard line.
And the Warriors break to the line again. In the same setup, we've got a couple of men set outside. We've got Andrew Lewandowski going down the field. Harrison's back to throw. He sees 14 Reno out in the flat and misses him with the pass. Almost completed.
We have a flag on the play. The officials are discussing the situation, and they're talking to the Fort Gratiot captain, which would indicate that the penalty, if it were to be assessed, would be against Holland Woods. In all probability, it's holding against Holland Woods. The penalty is declined. That will give us 4th down and 14 to go on the 31. That would force Holland Woods into a punting situation. And
John Reynolds is back into formation. He'll be kicking for the Warriors to receive it. Okay, Reynolds gets it off, but it's partially blocked. And
and it's caught by number 44, Stephen Rutherford.
Rutherford took the kick.
There's more discussion with the officials. I don't see a flag out there, do you?
No, I don't. They're talking to. Oh yeah, there's one. It's the players moved, and I do see a flag. They're talking to the Holland Woods captain, which would indicate this penalty is against Fort Gratiot.
Okay, it looks like they're going to step it off. Oh.
Personal foul against Fort Gratiot. 1st down. It's a 15-yard penalty, and that would give Holland Woods a 1st down.
So Holland Woods huddles up again, get another chance to run some plays. The ball's at, like Jim said, the 45 on the west hash marks. They break out of the huddle. Josh Harrison again's over the ball.
Rocco Harrison at quarterback.
Harrison drops back and looking to pass again, and he sees the runs the same play. This time it's caught at the 41-yard line by Ken Reno. Good catch.
That was a nice play by the Holland Woods quarterback. And the receiver turned around and came back a step and made a nice catch.
So now the ball's placed on, looks like the 42 now. Another 1st down for the Warriors. They break to the line again. Set out on the right is number 81, Justin Nalipa. Ken Reno split on the left side. Got Brown and Harden still in the backfield. Harrison laterals back to David Brown, and he breaks out into the open, and he's pulled down from behind after a 15-yard gain.
It was a nice sweep on David's part. Tackle was made by Bill Cox, number 84, the linebacker, who made good pursuit to catch up with David.
We have it looks like Fort Gratiot's called timeout on the field.
Timeout, Lumberjacks.
Okay, and for the Warriors, Jeff Dalrymple runs out to the field to talk to his charges.
Mike Rennan is the defensive coach, and he's huddling with the Fort Gratiot players, trying to develop some strategy to stop this march down the field.
Holland Woods has had, after the initial set of plays, they've had some pretty good success in moving the ball down the field. It's now on the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 to go. The timeout's over, and Holland Woods goes to the line. Same set as before, except that on the right we now have Scott Siglerick split out. Ken Reno on the left. Harrison laterals again. It looks.
We have a reverse. Number 41 is carrying the ball.
Scott Siglerick took the reverse, and he picked up approximately 5 yards on the play.
On a reverse.
We have
Cody Bland on the tackle.
2nd and
Cody on the tackle for the
about
Lumberjacks.
6. Nice little play. Got little messy in the middle, and Zieglerich ran into a number of Fort Gratiot players who forced him onto the inside. Okay, Harrison over the ball again.
Rocco at quarterback.
He fades back, he's looking to pass again. He passes into the flat to number 41, Scott Zieglerich. Hit him right in the chest, but he dropped it.
Incomplete.
You know, Holland Woods has always made good use of a little misdirection and trickery plays each year that we've played them. They've had a lot of success with use of trick plays, and that one was just one more example. The reverse was one more example of the type of success they've had.
Harrison again fades back to pass. He's looking to the left, and he sees, oh, he throws it up for grabs, and number 84,
Bill Cox was the defender from Fort Gratiot, and he knocked the pass down and goes for an incomplete pass.
Harrison's target again was Zieglerich. The ball was aired out so much that who was it? Bill Cox almost could call a fair catch on that one. We have fourth down. The ball's on the 23. Holland Woods is going for it. Harrison back to pass again. He has some time, and he sees number 44. Reno hits him right in the hands, and Reno makes a nice catch down to about the 10-yard line. Nice play.
That was a very nice play. Quarterback dropped back and threw a very nice pass right on the spot to his receiver.
First and goal for the Warriors.
First and goal on the 10-yard line for the Warriors. Harrison over the ball. Okay, hands back. Oh, this fumble on the play. Fumble on the exchange, and I don't know who has it up. They signal that Holland Woods recovered it. Number 32, David Brown, recovered the ball.
Looks like there was a little bit of a collision in the backfield there that allowed the Fort Gratiot players to penetrate and get in on top of that play.
We have second and 15 on the 15. Goal to goal. A lateral back to Clem Harden or David Brown, and David Brown, the same play that he ran before, and much the same success. I see a flag on the play too. David Brown took it down to the 10-yard line. Let's see what the flag is all about. Came in the backfield. It looked like it probably an area where there might be some holding. No, it looks like they're talking to the Holland Woods captain Josh Harrison, explaining to him, so it indicates that it'll be against Fort Gratiot. Got a clip against Fort Gratiot, and they're moving it back to the 5-yard line. So it looks like we have second down and 5 yards to goal.
Second and goal from the 5. Second and goal from the 5.
Eric Walling is the center, snapping to Josh Harrison. Harrison back and looks out a lateral pass to Clem Harden, and Harden grabs it and moves it down to the 3-yard line.
Roy Rogers on the tackle. And Josh Palmatier. Palmatier and Roy on that tackle.
Fort Gratiot has been picking up little pieces of yards all along the way here. Fort Gratiot has been holding, Holland Woods to a few yards of play, but Holland Woods has been steady and moving the ball right down the field ever since that initial set of plays. Holland Woods has been moving the ball pretty well. Harrison again over the ball, and he takes a snap, and he's rolling out to the right, and he's going to take it himself, and is hit hard by two Fort Gratiot players.
Number 31, Brady Misiak, and 84, Bill Cox, both combined to make the stop on that play. Both of them moved down the line of scrimmage and met the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage on that particular play.
Looked like initially he had a pretty good chance of scoring, but the Fort Gratiot players closed in on him quickly. We've got 4th down and 3 yards to goal. This would be another good time for a trick play that you were talking about before. Harrison takes a snap, laterals to David Brown again. Brown looking for some room, cuts back in, and touchdown.
Oh, nice run. That was a nice run by David Brown. He started outside and stopped and cut back up and found a little seam and stayed with it and worked his way into the end zone. That was a nice run.
As opposed to the last play that we saw when Josh Harrison swept to the right, it looked like he had some room. There didn't look like any room for David Brown, and on his cutback, he made a real nice cutback and pushed himself into the end zone.
Go for the 2-point conversion.
Warriors are going for the 2-point conversion. Harrison takes a snap, lateral pass back to number 25, Ryan Johnson. Ryan is tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Bill Cox, who tends to cover a lot of territory on the football field, broke through and made the tackle on that particular play, stopping the 2-point conversion. With a minute and 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Holland Woods leads 6-0.
To get back to your comment about the trick plays that Holland Woods runs, usually against Fort Gratiot, Fort Gratiot's been so solid in the past. They've had to resort to some plays like that because you're in the backfield so quickly. And they have to run deception plays in order to make any advances at all. Clem Harden to kick off the ball to Fort Gratiot. The ball kicks it off to 44 or 14.
Number 14 is Jeff Mays. And Jeff has a nice return. He returns the ball all the way down to the 42-yard line of Holland Woods. He came right up the center of the field, followed his blocking, and made a very nice return on that play.
John Reynolds made the tackle after the runner had to pass several Holland Wood Warriors, and he was dragged by him for about 3 or 4 yards. We have a timeout on the field. There's a minute and 22 left in the first quarter. The score, Holland Woods 6, Fort Gratiot 0.
Dave, I'd like to compliment you on your band. I thought they did a very nice job before the game started, playing the national anthem and representing your school. It's nice to see so many of your kids here from the band. It's a nice opportunity for the kids to be a part of the football program.
Well, thanks. The band's really made great strides under Libby Kelly and drum major Allison Cole.
Number 40, Robert Lowe, ran the first play. It was a dive right straight ahead, and Robert picked up about 6 yards on that play. Gives us a second down and about 4 on the 36-yard line.
The tackle there was made by David Brown. I think you'll hear his name a lot tonight.
We have Ryan Oswald running off left tackle.
Jordan Oswald with the ball. Jordan Oswald. Ryan Johnson on the tackle for the Warriors.
Picked up about 2 yards on that play, giving us 3rd down and 2 to go on the 33-yard line of Holland Woods. Adam Sharp is our quarterback, and he's got Robert Lowe and Jordan Oswald in the backfield. This is a quarterback keeper around the right end. Cuts back upfield and picks up a first down on the play. A nice run by Adam Sharp. Picking up about 8 yards on that play.
David Brown again on the tackle. He's going to see a lot of them, like I said. Starting on defense for Holland Woods at the two ends, defensive line are Aaron Sigafus, Andrew Lewandowski, and Joe Morrison.
We've got Ryan Oswald running off right tackle, cutting back to the middle of the field, picking his way along, and picked up a nice gain on that play. He gained about 8 yards, which brings us to the end of the first quarter. And the teams will take a break now and then change ends of the field to resume play. At the end of the first quarter, we have the score 6-0, favor Holland Woods.
Okay, this gives us a chance to talk about the starting lineups for both teams. Defensive linemen again, Aaron Sigafus, Andrew Lewandowski, and Joel Morrison for the Warriors. Defensive ends are John Reynolds and David Brown. The linebackers, Eric Walling and Clem Harding. Our cornerbacks are Ryan Johnson and Colin Nelson. And two safeties, Scott Siglerick and Adam Tulo.
We've just been informed there are some delicious treats. Maybe even a few Halloween treats over there.
Thanks for the kind words about our band. I'll get back to that again, too. Libby has been working with the marching band, and they look forward to performing here at Memorial Stadium. It's pretty exciting for every kid that's out on the field. I know there's been a lot of banter in my household this week because my son plays for Fort Gratiot, and me being at Holland Woods, there's been a lot of trash talking going on.
We're starting the second quarter, and it begins with a running play with Robert Lowe going off left tackle, and Robert picked up at least 6 yards on that play. It was a nice off-tackle dive play, and good job.
Adam Tulo is in on the tackle.
On the 9-yard line of the Warriors.
Joe Pedleski over the ball at center.
Quarterback Adam Sharp.
At this time in the ball game. And the next play is a quarterback keeper with Adam Sharp carrying the ball. And Adam runs into a wall of green on that particular play. And lost track of that maroon jersey for all of the green jerseys that were surrounding him. He picked up about 2 yards on the play, and giving us 3rd and 1 on the 7-yard line.
Fort Gratiot's been having some success running the ball all year.
Robert Lowe going off left tackle into the end zone. 7 yards and a score for Fort Gratiot.
Big hole there for Fort Gratiot. Any of us could have run through that. Number 40, Adam Tulo, got an arm on him, but Robert ran right through it.
It was a basic off-tackle dive play, and Robert just put his head down and charged through. Fort Gratiot is now going to go for the 2-point extra point. They're set up in a running formation, and there goes Jordan Oswald going straight ahead into the end zone, and Jordan made the extra point, which gives Fort Gratiot a lead of 2. Score now being 8-6 in favor of Fort Gratiot, with 6 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Fort Gratiot made that look pretty easy. They went down the field pretty good style. Holland Woods is going to have to tighten up their defense a little bit on the inside run. Fort Gratiot looks real strong. The runners look real tough.
We've got Mike Bush, who's kicking off for Fort Gratiot. Also on the kickoff team is Jesse Gauna. and Jake Bozak and Stephen Rutherford. And here we go with the kickoff. Nice high kick.
Josh Harrison running the ball. He fumbled it initially and is pulled down on the 32-yard line. And Holland Woods will put it into play from there.
Ken Cordes, number 32, was one of the key players in on that tackle. Ken got him by the jersey and held him up, and several other players joined in to be a part of that tackle.
In just a second, they'll give a chance for me to announce the starting lineup for the Holland Woods offensive team. We've got Reno split to the left, and looks like Nelson split to the right. Harrison laterals back to Herndon again, or to Brown. That's to David Brown, and he picks up about 5 yards on the play, 3 yards on the play.
He was met by Jesse Gauna, who made a nice tackle on that play. Jesse made the initial hit, and Bill Cox was right behind Jesse to wrap him up and stop him for a short gain.
Like you said before, Bill Cox's name is coming up a lot lately. He's in a lot of plays. Okay, Siglaric split to the left again. And Reno to the right. Handoff goes to Herndon. Straight up the middle for a little gain. That's David Brown again.
Number 20, Jeremy Brown, made the tackle on David Brown. And it was a solo tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Holland Woods is going to have a difficult time running up the middle. You've got some pretty big ball players in there, and I've watched them throughout the year. I've had a chance to see them, and they've been pretty solid up the middle. We have to beat them on the outside. Okay, Harrison back to pass again. Oh, and it looks, yeah, he's going to be pulled off.
Oh, he is stormed under. There were 3 players, number 60, Joe Medveski, number 51, Randy Demboski, and
that brings up a 4th down for the 3rd down.
one other Fort Gratiot player who all stormed in there and got him before he was able to set up for that pass. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback and stopped him for a big loss on that play.
Harrison was looking to the left all the way for Ken Reno. Just didn't have a chance to get the ball to him. Number 36, John Reynolds back to kick the punt, and he gets it off. It's a low wobbler.
Jeff Nays makes the reception, and he's got the ball and runs it back all the way down to the Holland Woods 33-yard line. Jeff took advantage of a punt that was not real high or real deep, and caught it on the run and made a nice return on that play.
We've got 4 minutes and 26 seconds left in this second quarter. It's been, at this point, it's been a pretty even match. Both teams moving the ball well.
Sharp, quarterback, heading off to Oswald.
We've got Jordan Oswald coming around the right side of the, and made a nice run on that play. He picked up about 11 yards, almost 12 yards on that play, giving Fort Gratiot a 1st down on the Holland Woods 22-yard line. We have 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and Fort Gratiot is starting to put some pressure on Holland Woods.
On that last play, Adam Tulo slowed up Oswald, but was stopped by David Brown again.
Robert Lowe going right straight up the middle. Robert made a nice run right straight ahead. Picked up about 8.5 yards on that play. Nothing fancy, just right straight ahead. And nice blocking on the part of the offensive line. And now we have a timeout being called by Holland Woods.
Okay, this will give me a chance to read off the offense. Well, or let's talk about Holland Wood's defense. They've been practicing all week, as long as they've had to practice, stopping the run because they know what good athletes Fort Gratiot's had over the past year here, and they've been particularly watching like Adam Sharp as quarterback because he's so versatile, and he can get to the outside real easily, and Robert Lowe, who can go up the middle, is a pretty strong ball player. So they've been working on those types of defenses.
The line has really been doing an outstanding job. Joe Pedleski and Ben Gerstenberger and Michael Epley have been doing just an outstanding job of opening holes on the offensive line. And the success that Fort Gratiot is experiencing with their running play is the result of the blocking. We got a quarterback keeper. Adam Sharp is carrying the ball on a quarterback keeper around the left end, and he goes 13 yards for a score. And that gives Fort Gratiot a score of 14-6 at this point in the game. Adam made a very nice fake. I think that hid the ball very nicely on his hip and made a nice run around the left end.
Yeah, Jim, he could have walked in. He was so open. The only chance that anybody had to get him was Ryan Johnson. He was 5 yards away from him.
Fort Gratiot's going to go for 2 points on a running play. The ball is given to...
Conversion is no good. Score.
I'm not sure who the running back was. I think it was Stephen Rutherford, but the play was not successful.
It looked like he might have fumbled it right at the goal line and ended the play.
Fort Gratiot gets ready to kick off, and on the kickoff team we've got Josh Spencer, we've got Jake Bozak, we've got Mike Bush, we've got Jesse Gauna, we've got Sean Peterson. Nice kick going down to the 25-yard line.
And look, it rolled around there, and then finally Scott Siblerick fell on it. Otherwise, Fort Gratiot could have gotten possession of it. Not a very good handling of it, but there was some miscommunication between the two receivers, that Clem Harden and Scott Siblerick. The starting offense, we have a quarterback, Josh Harrison, halfback Clem Harden, and fullback David Browns. Our tight end is John Reynolds. This is for Holland Woods. The wing is Justin Alipa. The other wing is Ken Reno. Over the ball is Eric Walding, Fred Gay, and Joe Morrison are the guards. Tackles are Steve Ennis and Kobe Vaught, all doing a nice job. Harrison over the ball, dropping back the pass again, and he's looking for, out here in the flat, on the left, for Ken Reno. He was throwing it to Ken Reno. Ken had broken out into the open, but was covered nicely by number 14, Jeff Naz, for Fort Gratiot. The play had some possibilities, just didn't come out.
Jesse Gauna was putting a lot of pressure on the Holland Woods quarterback on that play, and didn't give him time to set up. And I think that resulted in him rushing that pass.
Harrison takes a snap and does that lateral pass again out to David Brown. David Brown gets maybe 2 or 3 yards on the right side before he's pulled down. Play looked like it had some potential again, but Fort Gratiot closed on it real quick.
Stephen Rutherford and Mike Bush were in on that tackle.
Yeah, he only got 2 yards on the play. Actually, that's a lateral. He's throwing it behind him when he does that. So if that ball falls incomplete, it's still a live ball and can be recovered by either team.
We've got 3rd and 9 for Holland Woods.
Okay, lateral back to David Brown again. And they run the reverse again. And we've got Scott Zigleric coming to the, oh, and he's breaking open. It's Zigleric wide open. Now he cuts back to the center of the field again. And is finally pulled down on the 33-yard line.
Brady Misiak made the tackle, but not after he gained about 50 yards on that play. Once again, Holland Woods resorts to using a little trickery, and the reverse paid off for them with a huge gain and a nice run by the Holland Woods back.
Yeah, when he turned the corner, when he received the ball on the handoff there, there was nobody around him. Fort Gratiot did finally make a nice recovery with good pursuit there, but he did make, like you said, 50 yards or so. Harrison looking to throw again, and he throws it to the flat in the direction of Ken Reno, but he was under a lot of pressure. And,
Jeremy Brown was in on the Holland Woods quarterback very quickly, putting a lot of pressure on him. Jeremy made good penetration.
We've got a timeout for Holland Woods. Jeff Dalrymple again comes out to talk to the offensive men out there for Holland Woods.
We have 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the first half of this ball game. At this point, Fort Gratiot is leading by a score of 14-6. This has been a very exciting game. Play has gone back and forth, up and down the field, and been a lot of action and a lot of big plays that have kept the momentum of this game going.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've watched both teams this year. I've been able to see most of our games at Holland Woods, and because my son's playing for Fort Gratiot, I've seen Fort Gratiot play a lot of games.
Number 31 for the Lumberjacks.
Both Holland Woods is playing very well. They've had some tough games this year, and they've been beaten on big plays, but today they're really hunkering in on defense and moving the ball well on offense, so we're pleased with them. Okay, Harrison back to pass again. His arm is hit, but he hits number 81, Justin Nalipa, for about a 5-yard pass.
Number 14, Jeff Nays, made the tackle. That was a well-thrown ball. He simply dropped back 3 steps and turned and threw and was right on target with that particular pass. Jeff made the tackle, but not until after he made the nice gain on that play.
It looks like Tom Hull, the head coach of Holland Woods, has decided he can't run up the middle on a big Fort Gratiot team, so he has to go to the air or sweeps. Okay, well, Harrison hands off to David Brown again, and up the middle, dive to the left side. He might get 1 or 2 yards at all.
He met Bill Cox, who is one of our more athletic linebackers. Bill covers a lot of territory, and he met him very close to the line of scrimmage. And in fact, the question is going to require a measurement on the part of the officials to determine whether or not he picked up that yard for the first down.
We've got only 57 seconds left in the first half. The score is 14 for Fort Gratiot, 6 for the Warriors. Real tough game. Both teams have been playing real well. It's a first down for Holland Woods. So they've got 57 seconds left to do some scoring before they go into the locker room.
The ball is on the Fort Gratiot 23-yard line, and first and 10 for Holland Woods from that point.
Quarterback for the Warriors.
Holland Woods band is lining up on the north end of the field out there. They were a little bit far out. Oh, we've got a toss back to David Brown, and he's thrown for a loss.
Bill Cox, a name that we've heard a number of times earlier today, burst through into the backfield and caught the Holland Woods runner for a 2-yard loss.
Another timeout, Jim, for the Warriors.
There's 29 seconds remaining in this quarter, and Holland Woods is trying to develop some strategy. I suspect that we might be looking at another trick play, knowing your coach and his history and the success that they've experienced with trick plays so far. We're looking at second down and about 12 yards to go on the 26-yard line.
Okay, they're ready to put the ball back in play. I think you're right. I think you'll see one of those trick plays that you're talking about, or at least a pass. They have to move the ball quickly in a short time. So let's see what Harrison has for us. It's a pitch back. Looks like they're trying to run a reverse again. It's a fake reverse, and David Brown takes it along the right side. It looks like, yes, he's going to score. Touchdown, Holland Woods.
Oh, they used the fake reverse, and Fort Gratiot was looking for the reverse, and were completely fooled by that play. What a nice run by David Brown.
Good call by the coach. Misdirection again. Holland Woods is going to go for the 2 points. But that was a nice run. We keep hearing the same names, David Brown and Bill Cox.
Yes, we do. Key players in this game.
Warriors going for the 2-point conversion.
Okay, Harrison back for the, oh no.
Conversion incomplete. The score.
He tossed it back to
Lumberjacks 14,
number 25, Ryan
12.
Johnson. It fell incomplete, so no 2 points for the Hollandwood Warriors. 20 seconds left in the half. We've got Lumberjacks 14, the Warriors 12. It's turned out to be a pretty close and tight, exciting game for
Yes, it is. It's been very exciting, and Holland Woods has really made good use of some deception, and Fort Gratiot has been deceived, and as a result are hanging to a very short 2-point lead. We have 20 seconds left in the first half, and we've got Adam Sharp and Robert Lowe and Jordan Oswald and Jeff Nays all back to receive for Fort Gratiot.
Clem Harnden kicks off. Oh, and it gets by Fort Gratiot's deep back. He falls on it at the 7-yard line.
Ball down by Clem.
It was a kick in which he tipped to top the ball, and it just kind of spun between the players and bounced along the ground, and no one was able to get in front of it or put a hand on it, and the ball traveled all the way down to the 8-yard line. And with 19 seconds remaining, Fort Gratiot's going to take the ball on their own 8-yard line with 92 yards to go. Ball is given to Robert Lowe, who's running straight ahead, and Robert gained, well, let's see, what he picked up about 6 yards on that play, and Fort Gratiot calls timeout, and Coach Mick Stein, who is our head coach, who works with the offense, is huddling with the players to develop some strategy for the remaining 11 seconds of this quarter.
And defensive coach Joe Duckworth for Holland Woods is out there giving instructions to his men. He's got 11 seconds left to keep Fort Gratiot from scoring, and Fort Gratiot, of course, is looking for the big play. And we've been at Holland Woods, we've been susceptible to the big play, the long run or the long pass during the year. So they're going to have to be real careful. They've got number 40, Adam Tulo, real deep to try to prevent that.
We've got Adam Sharp on a quarterback keeper, and he's around left end, and he is going to go all the way to the 10-5 touchdown, and he does score on a quarterback keeper.
That's what I was talking about before, the good athletes Fort Gratiot has, and Adam Sharp is one of them. He just had an 85-yard touchdown run. We were talking about the big play. We were stung by it again. Adam, there was nobody close to Adam. For about 75 yards there. Time has run out in the half, so
Jeff Nays is now in at quarterback for Fort Gratiot for the extra point, and the ball is fumbled on the exchange, and that ends the play. He never got his hand on the ball completely, and so that brings us to the end of the first half with the score: Fort Gratiot 20 and Holland Woods 12.
Yes, sir. Hollywood's band.
Now we're getting ready for the second half kickoff, and Hollywood's kicks off as a short kick. Retrieved by Kevin McKernan, who falls on the ball on the 40-yard line. And Fort Gratiot's going to take over first and 10 on their own 40-yard line.
we'd like to welcome everybody back from halftime. I'm Dave Epley, the principal at Holland Woods Middle School.
And I'm Jim Dunn, the principal of Fort Gratiot Middle School.
The game's been an exciting one. We've had a lot of good offense on both sides.
We have a running play with Jordan Oswald running the ball. Jordan breaks loose, going off tackle, and he's got a long run, going all the way down to the 15-yard line. He found a seam and just followed that seam. And the field was wide open in front of him, and Jordan made a real nice run on that play.
Scott Sigleric finally ran him down. He had to cross the whole field in order to get him. Again, the big play stings the Warriors. They've got to prevent that if they're going to stay in this game.
We've got 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. Joe Podleski is the center. Adam Sharp is the quarterback. Oh, we've got...
looked like Holland Woods jumped off sides.
A flag on the play.
Yep, they're marching at 5 yards off sides against Holland Woods.
Offensive line is Chad Zarowski, Curtis Wynn, Mike Bush. Here's a handoff to Robert Lowe, going off the right side of the line. And Robert takes the ball down to the 5-yard line.
That was David Brown making the tackle, number 32. Again, you're going to be hearing his name a lot tonight. Got a timeout, official timeout. Okay, yeah, they're going to measure to see if it's a first down. This has been a big week at Holland Woods. We've had Red Ribbon Week, and we've had activities every day. We're having kids sign pledges to stay away from drugs and alcohol, and it's been real popular. Today we had a pep assembly for all of our teams in the fall, and this Friday we're going to have a dance, a Halloween dance from 5:30 to 7. Everybody dresses up, so it's been a big week at Holland Woods.
The measurement came up a little, indicated that a little short on the first down. We have 2nd down and less than a yard to go for a first down on the inside the 5-yard line.
This is usually when Fort Gratiot gives it to Robert Lowe.
Handoff to Jordan Oswald, going straight ahead, and Jordan goes following the fine blocking of the offensive line. Mike Epley and Curtis Wynn and Joe Podleski, and goes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yep, there wasn't much keeping him out of there. Jordan made a nice run, but the offensive line for Fort Gratiot opened up a pretty big hole.
I think he was following Michael Epley, who just moved everything in front of him.
Don't give him a big head.
There goes Robert Lowe straight ahead into the end zone for, once again, a nice hole on that left side of the line.
That makes the score 28-12 in favor of the Lumberjacks. It was a nice drive again, with some nice short gains and one real long gain.
Eric Zondelak and Ben Gerstenberger were key linemen who were blocking on that extra point, who opened the hole for the score. Mike Bush is going to kick off for Fort Gratiot.
Okay. Sigleric and David Brown deep for the kick. Brown takes it, fumbles it, and falls on it at the 24-yard line of Holland Woods. Ball took a funny bounce. He didn't really have much of a chance to make any play out of it. Good kick by Fort Gratiot's team.
Holland Woods takes over. First and 10 to go on the 24-yard line.
Well, this would be a good time if Holland Woods wants to keep in the game to make a good long drive, pick up some points. There's only 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Harrison back to pass. He's been all throws a nice tight spiral. Oh, just over the head of number.
Had a lot of pressure on that play, and Joe Medveski, I think, was in his face. He was able to get away a nice pass, as you said, but still feeling a lot of pressure, and forced the long throw on that particular play.
It was just out of the reach of Justin Nalipa.
This will bring up 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line.
It looks like Coach Houle hasn't changed the strategy. He's going to air it out and run the deception plays again. Harrison laterals back. Oh, and it's a halfback pitch throw. Halfback pass from David Brown and almost completed, but dropped at the 39-yard line by Ken Reno. Ken made a nice effort at it, but just fell short. It floated a little bit on him, and Fort Gratiot's defense safety was right on him.
We've got some substituting going on now. Josh Palmatier going in to play defense for Fort Gratiot.
Kellen Nemi heads in for the Holland Woods team. Okay, Harrison laterals back, and it's the reverse again. This time Fort Gratiot's got it sniffed out.
Randy Demboski, the nose guard, penetrated very nicely and forced the runner on the reverse to change directions. Actually forced him to stop and turn upfield, and that resulted in him getting back to the line of scrimmage. But Randy's penetration on that particular play was the key to stopping that reverse from being successful.
It looks like Coach Stein had a talk about that play at halftime. John Reynolds back to kick for the Warriors. There's a whistle. Timeout, Holland Woods. Apparently they didn't have the setup that they wanted to, and called the timeout in order to get things regrouped. We've got 6:03 left in the third quarter. Again, the score is 28-12 in favor of Fort Gratiot over Holland Woods.
You mentioned this was a busy week at Holland Woods. We've also had a busy week at Fort Gratiot. We've had a number of special activities going on. The week will the Friendship Basketball Tournament, which Holland Woods hosted Monday night and Thursday night, was the beginning. There's an interception. The pass being intercepted by Josh Spencer for Fort Gratiot, and Josh runs it all the way back to the end zone for a touchdown for Fort Gratiot.
Holland Woods was going to run the fake punt and pass, and Reynolds was going to pass it out into the flat to Ken Reno, but it was really played well by Fort Gratiot and picked off for an easy touchdown. Good play by Fort Gratiot.
Apparently it was not a well-thrown pass, and Josh was in the right spot at the right time, and ball was thrown directly at him, and he was very heads-up play on his part, and picked it off and ran it all the way in. We've got a dive play with Jordan Oswald carrying the ball straight ahead, and Jordan goes into the end zone for 2-point extra point for Fort Gratiot, which now brings the score to 36-12 in favor of Fort Gratiot.
The score really doesn't indicate how well the two teams, how close the game really is. Big plays again have been hurting Holland Woods. The interception, 2 long runs by the Fort Gratiot backs have been a difference here so far.
I agree with you, Dave. The big play has really made a difference in this ball game. You take away those 3 big plays, and this has been a fairly evenly matched game. And it's been well played on the part of both teams.
Okay, Holland Woods to receive the kick.
Mike Bush kicks off down to the 20-yard line.
It's David Brown again. And he gets all the way up to the 42-yard line. Nice little weave back to the 42. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hollandwood Warriors. There's been some changes on the line out there now. I see that Terrell Killian's out there along with Derek Bowers and Tommy Budzik.
Fort Gratiot is doing some substituting as well. We've got Eric Fisher and Jeff Reed as our defensive backs. Lee Slingerland and Jesse Gana and Keenan Smith are all linebackers. So we're getting some fresh faces into the ball game for Fort Gratiot.
Okay, handoff to number 36, John Reynolds. Reynolds back in the backfield now.
Number 51, Randy Demboski. The nose tackle was on the bottom of that pile with a 1-yard gain on that running play.
See, Fred Gay has just, he's been in the lineup for several plays now, but the play was run over him. Josh Harrison still quarterback. Our other quarterback, Elisi, was sick this week and hasn't been able to practice at all. A little pass to the flat again to Clem Harden. Clem may have picked up a yard on the play, not too much at all.
Josh Palmatier and Jesse Gana teamed up to make the tackle on that play.
They're having to run those flat plays and those long pass plays because Fort Gratiot is coming in so quickly. They're putting a lot of pressure on Harrison to get the ball off quickly. It's John Reynolds and Clem Harden in the backfield for Holland Woods again. It's a halfback pass. It's blocked.
Oh, intercepted.
Reynolds took the lateral and went to pass immediately, and the ball was knocked down. I don't know who by who, but a big hand. Fort Gratiot knocked it into the air, and for the
Jesse Gana, number 12, the linebacker, just happened to be in the right spot, and as that ball kind of swirled around in the air, Jesse was able to take it in and for the interception. Sean Peterson and Kevin McKernan are the split ends on our offense. We've got 2 new running backs in the game for us. Oh, no, we don't. Robert Lowe is the running back, and Robert is in the ball game. We got 2 flags on the play.
36, John Reynolds in on the tackle. We'll see what the flags are about. It was thrown in the vicinity of the run. They're counting players. It looks like there might have been too many players on Holland Woods. Is that the call, Jim?
I think there's a double penalty. Too many players on Holland Woods and holding on the part of Fort Gratiot. And so we'll replay that down over again with offsetting penalties.
See that Joe Morrison is back into the game along with Derek Bowers and Ryan Carl. Doing some
For 23, James McGrath goes into the game, bringing the play in to Fort Gratiot, who's starting off 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. I'll give to Robert Lowe. Robert just runs straight ahead and picks up about 10 yards. Just right straight ahead, nothing fancy. He's following that blocking of that offensive line, and once again, they're just opening holes up and really doing a job. Curtis Wynn, Chad Zarowski, Michael Epley.
That was Joe Morrison in on tackle. Robert Lowe, good size for fullback, strong runner. He's making a lot out of a little out there. He's a strong runner.
Straight ahead, Jordan Oswald, nothing fancy once again, just right straight ahead. That offensive line is just really opening up the holes now, and he easily picks up the first down, picking up about 7 or 8 more yards on the play.
Yep. The runners are getting into the backfield, and that was a gang tackle, but it's a gang tackle by the safety and the deep backs.
Getting some new faces into the game. 61, Cody Bland is going in as an offensive guard.
Colin Nelson comes in for the Warriors.
Another handoff to Robert Lowe, running straight ahead.
Nice tackle by Mike Buckby. Good to see him in the game. He just came in too, and he makes a nice play right away.
Number 23, James McGrath, goes in.
Derek Bowers came in with Mike Buckby. They're in inside line there, along with number 71, Ryan Carl, who's a nice ball player. Good soccer player, too. Two minutes left in the quarter.
There's another handoff to Jordan Oswald, number 30, running off left tackle. And once again, there's a nice hole there. The blocking is just really great.
Scott Ziegler tackling there, and along with John Reynolds. 3rd and 1 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
We've got number 44, Stephen Rutherford, in there as a halfback now. Stephen gets the carry, and he goes straight ahead.
We've got a flag.
There's a flag.
It was thrown right at the area of the tackle. Could indicate a hold at this time, but we'll see what they have to say.
He was talking to the Fort Gratiot players, so I think that whatever it was holding.
Yep.
Fort Gratiot, and so they're going to march that one off against Fort Gratiot. Brings it back to the 30-yard line. Will be 3rd down. Got Michael Epley going back into the game. Kevin McKernan going back into the ball game. We have 3rd and 11 to go.
Fort Gratiot is eating up an awful lot of time here.
Here's a handoff to Stephen Rutherford. Nice to see Stephen in the ball game. He made a nice run around the right end.
Good open field tackle by Adam Tulo for the Warriors. Ball's on the 20. Be 4th and 1. Well, this has been a long drive. It hasn't been the big play this time. It's been grinded away for Fort Gratiot.
There's Robert Lowe going right straight ahead, following that blocking in that offensive line.
We may have seen that play about 10 times, and the result's always been the same.
I think Joe Podleski and Michael Epley, basically the center and the left guard, just opened up a nice hole, and he just moves straight ahead.
Mike Buckby just got in the game just a few plays ago, and he's been in almost every play. They've been running right at him.
Jesse Gauna in as a
third quarter ends. Okay, the score at the end of the third quarter, we've got the Lumberjacks, Fort Gratiot 36, the Warriors of Holland Woods 12.
Here we go to begin the fourth quarter. Fort Gratiot has the ball on the 13-yard line, and
nice play by Colin Nelson.
Handoff to Stephen Rutherford, and he was stopped for a loss. A nice penetration on the part of Holland Woods for a loss of 2 yards on that play. That brings up second and 12 on the 13-yard line. Handoff to Jesse Gauna, who's playing a halfback position now. Jesse has been a defensive player, and he's getting a chance to play some offense, and was stopped for no gain. Well, no, he picked up 2 yards.
He got about 2 yards. It was Clem Harnden that pulled him down from behind, grabbing his jersey. One of the interesting things about this game is that next year both of these teams will be combined at Northern, and they'll be teammates. So, and these kids realize it and are looking forward to that next year. Oh, got some movement.
Oh, we've had a little movement on the offensive line. Our left tackle jumped, and it's going to cost Fort Gratiot a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. I think this is one of the neat things about this game is that we can have this rivalry with Holland Woods and Fort Gratiot, and we've over the years have had a friendly rivalry with the players, knowing that when they reach the 9th grade, they're all going to be part of the same team, and they'll be teammates. Handoff to Jordan Oswald, and he breaks one tackle and goes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jordan's parents are right below us here, and they got it all on film there. That was that loud scream you might have heard. Nice run by Jordan. Again, there was only one person that could stop him, and wasn't able to pull him down. And another big play. Scores 42 to 12 now. Doesn't look like either team has a kicker, so they're going to go for 2.
I don't think that Fort Gratiot has had a kicker. We've got a basic running play here, and the handoff is to fumble.
Fumble and recovered by Holland Woods, but so they hold the Lumberjacks to 6 on that possession. Okay, with 6:15 left in the fourth quarter in the game. Still Fort Gratiot 42, Holland Woods 12. This is a big deal for the kids to play on Memorial Field. My son and I were talking about it last night. He says this is, he's kind of quiet, but he's talking about how excited the whole team was to be out there. And I talked to some of the kids at lunch today, the 8th graders, and they were really looking forward to this, to be out here under the lights at the big stadium.
The lights have been turned on now as we enter the fourth quarter, and Fort Gratiot's about to kick off. Mike Bush kicks off with a nice deep kick over the head of the Fort Gratiot defender.
Oh, get on it.
And it's all the way down to the 3-yard line, picked up there and brought back to the 11-yard line.
It was kicked over the head of David Brown. It was a real good kick, and he had to hustle all the way back to the 2. Like you said, it was lucky to get it back to around the 12-yard line. Good coverage.
Mike had the wind at his back on that, and he got underneath that and got some nice height on that kick, and it carried very nicely for him.
Got some new faces for Holland Woods out there on offense. Got Aaron Sigafus out there. Kobe Vaught still in there, and Joe Morrison on the line. And here comes number 50, Eric Walling, too, the center.
Well, 32 is Ken Cordes and Eric Fisher are the defensive backs. We've got Keenan Smith and Alex Easton as linebackers.
Oh, fumble on the play. Harrison had trouble handing off. Looks like Holland Woods recovered it. It looks, it's a 4-yard loss on the play. Timeout, Holland Woods.
We've got some new players. Let me see how many of them I can pick up. We've got the defense huddling out there now with defensive coach Mike Rennan. And as we resume play, we'll try and pick up some of these new players as they enter the game.
And some new faces for Holland Woods. It looks like Kellen Nemi just came in again. And Terrell Killian, Fred Gay's been out there for a while doing a nice job at guard. And Andrew Lewandowski is getting some time. Harrison is, like I said before, Harrison's been a quarterback the whole game because Chris Alisi has been sick the past few days and hasn't been, and so we don't have a backup at this point, it looks like.
We've got Josh Palmatier and Bill Cox at linebackers.
Looks like a delay game. Holland Woods didn't get the play off in time. Yeah, they're discussing it now. It looks like, yeah.
Illegal motion against Holland Woods.
Yeah.
Penalty taking them half the distance to the goal line.
Looks like second and, about 16 yards.
Brady Misiak. Alex Easton, Jake Bozak, Lee Slingerland, all on the defensive line at this point.
Good deception play there. Nice handoff to David Brown, who gets it out, gives him a little bit of running out to the 6-yard line.
Josh Palmatier was on the tackle for Fort Gratiot.
There's a few players on both sides here that are going to be pretty tired when they get home tonight.
That's for sure.
David Brown, Holland Woods, and they keep hearing the Cox kid. Bill Cox has been in a lot there.
A lot of action.
There's another lateral back to, looks like David Brown, and he's pulled down immediately.
Number 32, Ken Cordes, broke through on that play, got David by the jersey, swung him around, and brought him down on that play for a very, very short gain.
Holland Woods has to get the ball to the outside to move it against Fort Gratiot, and that's why they're doing those quick pitches. And Fort Gratiot is catching on to that too, and they've been defending that play pretty well. Here's some new faces coming in again. They've got, looks like the kicking team is coming in is what we have, and John Reynolds will be kicking deep to number 14.
Jeff Nays is back deep as the lone back to receive this punt.
Oh, it's a block.
Oh, it is blocked.
Blocked right at the 1-yard line.
Kick is blocked. Lumberjacks recover.
Number 60, Joe Medveski.
Joe was a little upset there that he didn't get into the end zone.
I think so. He was pounding the turf there. Joe ended up with the ball. There were 2 or 3 other Fort Gratiot. But Joe was the player who got possession of that blocked punt.
Covering the fumble, Joe Medveski.
We got Jeff Nays now at quarterback for Fort Gratiot. The backup quarterback.
Nance at quarterback for 14, Nance.
Handoff to Robert
Touchdown.
Lowe, and Robert goes 1 yard into touchdown for Fort Gratiot.
Same play that Robert's been running all day. Right up the middle, 5 or 6 yards. He didn't need that much that time, but it's a pretty safe play.
2-point conversion attempt by the Lumberjacks.
Okay. Well, I suspect you'll see a play like that again right now, too. And they've been pretty successful. Fort Gratiot has been with that play. Well, it's a rollout.
That was a quarterback keeper with Jeff Nays keeping the ball. Jeff has not played quarterback all year, but is filling in today for normally our #1 quarterback is Steve Gerstenberger. Steve was injured in the football game against Central and unfortunately experienced a broken leg. And Steve has been recovering this past week in the hospital, and team really misses him. He did an exceptional job as quarterback. Very, very mobile, has a good arm. But Adam Sharp has been the #2 quarterback all year, and Adam has stepped in today and has been our quarterback. And Jeff Nays is practiced as a backup to him and seeing some action today. The kickoff is returned with a nice return. The tackle made by Stephen Rutherford and Jeff Nays.
There's David Brown again with the return. He made a nice catch over his shoulder and brought it back to, it looks like, about the 27-yard line. I'd like to say something too about Steve Gerstenberg. It is unfortunate that he was injured. Real good athlete, very good athlete, strong in hockey and baseball too. And I'm sure that when all of these athletes are put together, between Holland Woods and Fort Gratiot, there's going to be a nice team out there, good athletes. Casey Casera can get him qualified again for the playoffs a couple of years. Harrison pitches back to David Brown again on a late pitch, and Brown punches it out for about 8 yards to the 40-yard line.
That was a nice run. They were able to get outside and made real good progress on that.
I was watching Tom Hool as they warmed up, and I think they put that play in just before the game started today. Again, Holland Woods has to get to the outside if they're going to move the ball at all against Fort Gratiot, who's so strong on the inside. Only about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game right now.
Harrison at quarterback.
Okay, pitch back, and it looks like
there's the
reverse again.
And they stayed home this time, and Jake Bozak stayed in his spot, and he was waiting for the Holland Woods runner as they made the exchange, and he came back across the field, and Jake made a nice tackle and stopping him on that play.
Yep, that was a nice adjustment that Fort Gratiot made at halftime. They stopped that reverse from being as successful it was in the first half. Scott Zieglerich had a little bit of running room, but closed quickly on him. We've got 3rd down and about 4.5 to go. Harrison doing a nice job at quarterback for Holland Woods. He's been pretty busy. And, very few mistakes. Oh, it looks like they went for the fake reverse, and it's David Brown running to the right side. Good tackle again, an open field tackle by Fort Gratiot's 33.
Keenan Smith made a very nice single tackle on that. Cut off the angle on that play and took him down for a slight gain. It was enough to give them the first down, but stopped the big play.
Just about a minute left in the game right now. It's been a fun game to watch, Jim. Fort Gratiot's going to win it. The score doesn't indicate how well Holland Woods played, I don't think, though.
No, I don't think it does either, Dave. I agree with you that Holland Woods has made a real game out of it, and it's been the big play, the turnover, or the big the run, that has made the big difference in this game. That take away those big plays, and here's the fake reverse, and picks up another nice gain on the play.
It's David Brown running the ball again.
Josh Palmatier knocking him out of bounds.
Well, I'd like to see these two teams together in about 4 years from now and see how well they're doing.
I think they should do real well. They should complement each other very nicely.
Oh, I'd like to mention again, too, this Thursday night, Jim, that Fort Gratiot and Holland Woods will be playing in the finals of the Friendship Tournament at Holland Woods, 7 o'clock this Thursday.
That should be an exciting game. I know that they played once earlier this year, and Holland Woods won that game. But we're looking forward to a rematch. That brings us to the end of the ball game, and I think that both teams should be congratulated for playing a very good game. And the game, as you mentioned, and we both said, was much closer than the score. And players are lining up now to shake hands as a symbol of good sportsmanship.
I'd like to congratulate both teams and the coaches for both teams for having a real nice season. I've been able to watch both of them. The teams have conducted themselves well. There's been good sportsmanship and heads up through the whole season. So it's been a good season.
I agree with you. It has been a good season. We've had lots of students involved and a lot of good participation. And that brings us to the end of the ball game at this time. And
it's been a pleasure working with you, Jim.
And it's been a pleasure working with you, Dave. That's all for now.
Okay. Good evening.